Hello and welcome back to another edition of Eternal Evolution. This is AKBAR the Buff Master. Today we're looking at the new Twilight news. Okay, so the long-awaited revamp to Twilight has arrived. Is it any good? Well, we won't know for sure until it opens up, but let's get a glimpse at what they have for us here. So, it starts off by saying, get ready to involve your divine prototype in our new feature, Divine Prototype Realm. Each divine prototype can be slotted and evolved with corresponding evolution materials. The sockets will allow you to insert various gems. Think of Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. I'm sure it's quite less cool, but yes, something like this, with a maximum of 6 sockets and 24 gems with various attributes to choose from. Among these are gems that boost lifesteal, crit damage, crit rate, shield healing, reduce enemy initial energy, and more to enhance your divine prototype. We believe that this system will further strengthen all heroes on your team and add more strategic depth to the game. To come to the new Twilight Lands and Divine Prototype Realm to get Divine Prototypes, Evolution Materials, and Gems. So my first thoughts on this. I think in general the game does not need um, more materials or more things that make your heroes more powerful. Right? We keep running into the fact that these heroes are too powerful and it makes content too easy. That's why they are continuously pumping up different content because it is far too easy. Now, as someone who's been playing for a while, that's all well and good. Uh, but for someone that is new coming into the game, maybe it balances out because they're going to have instantly have the newest, most OP heroes, but they're not going to have all the depth that we have built up over this time. So, first, I don't think that heroes need to be more powerful. They need to be more balanced. But on the other hand, I like the strategic part of this. So, with there being only 6 slots, just like the Infinity Gauntlet, there are 6 slots. However, there are 24 different gems. So, this means you cannot have all of them, right? So, although like a Kraken, they're going to be able to get everything they want, I imagine, if these are available in store, which I'm sure they will be. However, they're still going to have to choose. So, which gem is going to be best for which hero? Now, I have to imagine and I hope they make them removable where you can change one out here or there, even if it's similar to the collection system, the trophy system, where you have a delay period to kind of penalize you a little bit from switching them out. But they need to be able to make it where you don't have to just build a completely new prototype, but you can change out these gems based on your needs. But I like the strategic part of it. I'm real big into that part of a game, so I do like that part. Maybe if you're strategic and you plan and you put things together, it's just like certain heroes and prototypes and commanders go well together more than others, right? This is going to be an extension to that. So that part I like. So let's get into the Twilight Lands update part. The long-awaited Twilight Land update is coming. This update makes more challenges and rewards for players and will take your gaming experience to new heights because it will be one of the main spawning places for Divine Prototype Realm materials. Here are the updates of Twilight Lands. So I wish this was not one of the main spawning places, but rather the only spawning place because one of means to me that they're going to make it available to buy. Okay, Twilight Lands. Number 1. Twilight Lands has been changed from 15 plus EX levels to 20 levels. Remove EX levels, adds 16 to 20 levels, which will be more challenging. So we know that when Twilight opens on Thursday, and you only have access to the normal levels, and then you have to wait until they following Saturday to have access to the EX levels. However, since it says remove EX levels and add 16 to 20, I have to imagine that those are simply available starting day one. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more of a race than it was before. However, let's get into number 2. Ranking rules have been fairly adjusted. Add cumulative damage with priority given to stage progress first, cumulative damage second, and then clear time third. So I like that they are giving priority to stage progress. I think because they are doing this, they need to take away the system where uh, if other people finish ahead of you, then it makes it easier, right? Because that was always time based. So 100% time based, someone's already finished. Where someone finishes behind them doesn't matter, so it makes it easier for everyone that is behind them. However, now that it is progress based first, I don't think it's fair for the people who clear first to make it easier for the people behind them. That just makes it where they would be able to preserve more heroes, perhaps if they wait until later and be able to pass later in the day. So if they're making stage progress the number one ranking system, which I think it should be, and I'm glad about that, then I think you have to get away from making it easier for people that come in late. Okay, cumulative damage. I don't know that I love this. This is similar to what we see in Expedition because it's weird, right? It's not an exact science. So many times in Exotic Expedition, I have gone further than someone else, but I have done less damage, and that makes literally zero sense. Because you would think a boss has a certain amount of health. They don't have more health than that. So how is it that if one person hasn't cleared the boss yet and the other person has cleared the boss, the person that hasn't cleared the boss has done more damage, right? It doesn't commute. It doesn't make sense to my brain. So I don't know that I love this part, but what can you do? Clear time would be the deciding factor. So obviously, if there are Krakens that are able to just blow through and clear all 20, then clear time will come into play. All right, but only after the cumulative damage. That's the only part I don't love. Okay, I think it should just be the percentage that you take off the boss. Make it easier like that. Percentage that you take off the boss. Okay, 3. Easy to get hybrid shards, gene shards, and can be attained from level 1 to 15, so that part's the same. Add massive divine prototype recruitment materials that use to recruit gems. Obviously, that's from above there. Update ranking rewards. Add divine prototype evolution materials. Epic divine prototype changed into mythic divine prototype. Epic divine prototype changed into mythic divine prototype. So does that mean you can move something like a vision stone? You can convert that into a mythic? I guess I have to see the way that that reads. That's what makes me think. Twilight Land opening cycle changed from every month to every 3 weeks. So that's nice in a way, but if it's still a 2 week event, whoo doggy, that's gonna be intensive if you're not just blowing through it. Imagine Exotic Expedition on steroids, right? Because the rewards are going to be better in Twilight than they are in Exotic Expedition, which means there's going to be more competitiveness. So more time investment there, which is not going to set well with everyone. But and overall rewards in the Twilight Lands have been improved. Great. Okay, stay tuned for update. Yeah. So, first thoughts here. Overall, I like it. I would do away with the cumulative damage, and I would just make it percentage. You know, who took off the most percentage on the boss or the stage. Secondly, and I've already heard comments, and it's a little bit of a concern of mine as far as the materials that this just gives Krakens another way to create even a further divide, right? Especially if the materials are available to purchase. Now, if they are only in Twilight, then I think that is better. Then it doesn't automatically open the gap. I know a guildmate mentioned that he feels that only Krakens are going to be able to get further anyhow, and so that they're going to have the best rewards from Twilight because being Krakens, having bigger accounts, that they are going to win. And although this makes sense, it has not always been my personal experience. Now, not talking about Krakens because I haven't competed directly against Krakens, but I have competed against plenty of whales. And specifically in Twilights in the past, I have competed well against whales. Never winning, but always finishing in the top five, even among a group of whales. Okay, sometimes being able to finish ahead of them. I remember the first time early on in the Twilight years, there was one big Kraken, his name was Get Dipped. No chance of beating Get Dipped. But there was another one that was between a whale and a Kraken, like upper whale, lower Kraken status. And I was able to finish ahead of him. This was before you could clear Twilight in on just one day. Get Dipped was the only one on our server that actually could clear it straight away. Everyone else would take 2 days or more. Okay, and I was able to finish ahead of that person just by planning and planning well and maybe just putting in more effort. And this has been what I found in Exotic Expedition. On my previous server, on my last account, I was able to take down whales. Perhaps you've seen the videos on that and compete at a high level. In fact, on my previous server, I won Exotic Expedition every single time. And now I'm on this new server competing against Master Styles, who is a whale, and other whales like Kithik. If you see their arena teams and their rosters, Kithik, Sophia, who is the other one, Megan something, but a good amount of whales here. Quick also is like a shark, I guess, maybe, not a whale. But, and I was able to take first in Exotic Expedition here. Now, not by a lot. It's a close race, and this next one is probably going to be a close race. Also, I'll be doing a video on that later. But I do feel that as a free-to-play player, you can compete to a point in these events. Now, part of it may just be laziness. Uh, Sometimes when someone is a whale or a kraken, they just put it on auto. They rely on their strength instead of strategizing, instead of putting in time, instead of manualing, right? And so that their overall progress is not going to reach its full potential. Whereas if you have someone who puts everything together, they're much more difficult to compete with. However, I do feel that if it is only like how far you can advance, I feel that maybe I have a chance. Now, this server is really tough. On my last server, I feel a lot more comfortable. But this server is pretty tough. And we will see if the extra rewards, maybe with a Kithik, maybe Sophia and Megan Storm and all of these other whales on this server, maybe part of the reason they are always falling behind on Exotic Expedition is because the rewards are not big enough to really motivate them. Whereas in Twilight, perhaps it will. That we will. Time remains to reveal the truth there. But I do feel I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic to be able to compete. At least finish top five, right? That's a goal. Always finish top five, and but hopefully can compete top three or even top spot. So that's for Twilight Lands coming out in the new prototype system. And give your thoughts in the comment section. Are you excited about it? Do you dread it? Do you like the idea but you don't want to invest the time? Let me know what you think. Until next time, have a great one and ciao for now.